game is fine. Anything and everything that you can do while in the game without any third-party external mods to it is perfectly legal for speedruns. That's why you're allowed to jump out of bounds and in Dark Souls 1, dupe souls, stuff like that. I know, lore. What face? Tor W. Man, I can't type. Alright guys, choose a class for me. I'll play whatever class you guys want, and we'll just go with it. I'll give like a basic rundown of the classes. Warrior is pretty simple. Basic sword and board. You get a shield, you get a sword, you get some armor. Pretty decent. Knight gets a better shield and sword. And slightly more health. Wanderer is a dex guy. He's got a lot of dex. He uses a scimitar. He has a weak little pissy shield. Thief is garbage. Don't play Thief. But he gets the Master Key, so that's OP. Bandit gets a cool axe and the Spider Shield, which is the best shield out of all the classes to start with. Maybe Knight's tied with it. Hunter is okay. You get a long sword and you get an okay shield. You don't get a headpiece, though, but you get some pretty swag armor. Sorcerer starts with a dagger and the ability to cast magic and a shitty shield and a terrible, terrible hat. Look how bad that hat is. Pyro starts with some cool-ass rags and a terrible garbage shield, but the ability to throw fireballs. Tiger555, welcome to the stream, dude. Welcome to Casual Souls. Alright, I see guys saying Pyro. We'll do Pyro. Anyway, thanks so much for the follow, Tiger. I hope you enjoy the stream while we're here. Glad to have you here. And, thanks so much for the follow. Again. Is this game hard to run? If you mean just to get it to run on your PC, nah, it's not hard to run at all. Speedrun-wise, it's very hard. Okay, starting GIF, we're gonna start with the Master Key, just because that allows us to open a lot of stuff that I want to talk about. We're gonna do an average physique, but we're actually gonna change the face a little bit. Who wants a special face? Oh, FromSoft. You and your racism. Look at this racist-ass face. Known for festivity and drink. Get a Dumb Thurlin Cleric base face. We're gonna get, Cleric? Oh, look at that, Elfin DP. You called it right. Good job, man. Semi-long. Oh, semi-long is crappy. Common for you. This is a terrible hairstyle. Parted in the center like this? What kind of fucking idiot would have a hairstyle like this? Me. Probably me. You know what? Let's do swept back. Let's look like the Yakuza. And there we go. I'm blonde. I'm like dirty blonde, though. Whatever. I'm blonde. Alright. Katarina face with ginger afro. Make him a color which turns me blue when I die. I have to customize that a little bit. Hold on. Let's see. Young. Features, weak, strong. Customize the face. I don't want to, like, take forever to customize his face too much, although his nose is, like, fucking giant. Let's... The depth can go a little bit more. Why is his nose so big? Alright, there we go. Cheeks, mouth, jaw, hair color. Does hair color let me also change anything else? No? Damn it. Oh, jeez. This face is ugly by default, man. I can't... Oh. No, that's hair again. I can't remember how I change his base color anymore. Ooh. Oh, there we go. Making him older kind of changes his base color. There we go. We'll make him look a bit more feminine. That should make him purple. That should make him kind of purplish when we go hollow. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's do it. Bada bing, bada boom.
In the age of ancients,
Pay attention, class. There will be a test.
the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons.
Look, there's dragons.
But then there was fire.
Oh.
And with fire came disparity. Heat and cold, life and death, and of course, light and dark.
We are now underground, deep in the core of the Earth.
Then,
Or
from
whatever
the
planet
dark,
they're on.
they came
Pygmies!
and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the first of the dead.
Fire.
The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight, and his faithful knights. And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten. With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone scales. The witches weaved great firestorms. Nito unleashed a miasma of death and disease.
I'm helping!
And Seath, the scales, betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more. Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers, and man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side.
That's the brand from Berserk, basically. Because Miyazaki has a big, huge boner for Berserk. Oh, whoops. That's why there's no sound. I clicked off it for a second.
And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north.
The north.
Where they are locked away to await the end of the world. This is your fate.
Hey look, we're chained up. Hey, I was right, we're purple. Why did you throw a corpse into my cell, asshole? Okay, class. I hope you were paying attention. Now then, first question. Why did they attack the dragons? Hey, look, we're not chained up now. Yay. I'm sorry, class, none of you got that question right because there is no correct answer. The correct answer is no reason. Alright, dungeon cell key. A mysterious knight, without saying a word, shoved a corpse down into the cell, and on its person was this key. Who was this knight? What was his purpose? There may be no answers, but one must still forge ahead. So, second question, why didn't he just throw me the fucking key? Why do you have to throw a corpse at me? Alright, I don't think any of you got it correct. Look, that guy's just in there praising it up. Is one of the bosses a scaleless dragon named Seath? Yes. Yes, Cyber Tiger. Very good. Anyway, welcome to Dark Souls, guys. Dark Souls 1, we're going to do some heavy lore here. So, first thing I want to point out is the fact that what they said is that we've been led to the north. Any undead have been led to the north, and clearly we are undead with our Trump hair. I should have named this character Trump, but whatever. Anyway, they are being led here to await the end of the world. The end of the world. That's kind of heavy. That's like, look at the stakes that Dark Souls 3 gives you. Oh yes, you are the chosen one who must relight the fire. Stakes of Dark Souls 1, the world is ending. Anyway, that's the Stray Demon. You can see him stomping around from the very beginning of the game. We're not going to be able to fight him for a while. And that's random masked hollow, who, unlike all other hollows, and unlike pretty much anyone else in the game, has a mask over his head, and was thrown down here to be, I guess, to be food of the Stray Demon, but he didn't like the taste of them, so he just kind of slammed him against the bars here. But, anyway, throughout this area you could find very easily just some hollows hanging around everywhere because, again, this is the Undead Asylum, which is set up for, it exists specifically for the point of dragging undead here and leaving them because they are unwanted. So you notice all I have is leave and attune magic right now. We can't level up, we can't do anything right now, and that's kind of because we're in the tutorial area. So while we're at it, let's take a look at this master key. A universal key that opens any basic lock. Most doors are better left unopened in the Cursed Land. Oh, it's so scary. We've got Fireball. Standard Pyromancy of the Great Swamp, Hurl a Fireball. And it says that the fire is something that corporeal beasts and undead by nature fear the flame. Which is weird considering the fact that they also kind of desire it at the same time. They fear it and yet they want it. Broken sword hilt is simple enough. So, code worn by pyromancers of the Great Swamp. Though it appears tattered, it's actually quite strong. Their attire offers substantial protection against poison, fire, and other forces of nature out in the hinterlands where they were driven. And I believe they all say basically the same thing. By the way, before we walk in here, if you look up there, there's the Asylum demon, the first boss of the game, and we're gonna kill him relatively soon. But you'll notice he's up on top of the roof, and there's a giant hole in the roof. And what we're gonna see a little bit later. We're not gonna fight him quite yet, because fighting him with my fists is long and annoying. But what we're going to see quite later is that he is the one who murdered Oscar, our first NPC of the game that we're going to go talk to. There's a shield. Ow, it hurts. My chest. Here's our shitty little hand axe. So you notice we have a cracked round shield here. Cracked and nearly broken. Wood shields are lighter than metal shields, but this one is lower physical damage reduction stability because it's cracked. And a small hand axe appears identical to a lumberjack's tool, but has an ideal weight and strength and is easy to handle. One wrong swing leaves the wielder wide open, so timing and proximity to the enemy are judged care. Blah blah blah. So this hand axe is actually the size of an axe you would see being used in actual combat historically. Those giant battle axes that are huge, unwieldy, the big double-edged battle axes, you would not see someone running out with that in combat, because it's terrible. It's slow, it's hard to swing, it would get you killed. But something like this is perfect. See? Perfect. So, in Dark Souls 1, there are some fog walls that don't lead you straight to bosses. Oh, hey, there's Oscar. Hi, Oscar. Go ahead and trigger the trap. It's nice how it just kind of neatly rolls over here so perfectly. Anyway, if you look up at Oscar, you'll see that there is a hole up here. Shining God rays down right on top of him. And the implication is that he got bashed through the ceiling, which is why there's topplage of bricks and stuff around the area. Bashed through the ceiling by the Asylum demon, and that's why he's in such a bad state.
Oh, you. You're no hollow. Thank
Nope.
goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity.
Don't give up on life.
You and I were both undead. Hear me out, will you?
Yup.
Regrettably, I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family: thou who art undead art chosen, and thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know. And I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this.
It's dangerous to go alone.
An Estus flask. An undead favorite. Oh, and this. Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
Okay, so if you know how hollowing works in Dark Souls 1, and the Souls universe in general, what Oscar says makes absolutely no fucking sense. The fact that he says, I will die and then go crazy. The only way that you die, lose your mind, and go hollow is if you lose your reason for living, your will to live. And then your soul kind of leaves your body, and you're left as a pygmy husk of what you once were. And that's what the hollows are. There are pygmies with They're without souls for the most part, retaining nothing more than their base instincts and aggression. So what Oscar is saying is that he'll turn into something like that, but that makes no sense considering he also says he's undead. Part of the reason why that happens is that Oscar originally in this game was supposed to be your companion who journeyed alongside you. He would die here still, but he'd just respawn at a bonfire. Simple as that. So, it makes no sense, but so do a lot of other things we'll see later.
Now I must bid poet and thank you.
Oh, also, you can hit Oscar if you want. He'll just die.
Why?
Because you're dead anyway, bitch. And if you kill him that way, you get that special dialogue, but why? Alright, Undead Asylum, Floor 2, East Key. Key to the iron bars on the east side of the second floor of the North Undead Asylum. The Undead Asylum is a giant undead prison, segmented by countless iron bars. Even if an undead were to escape from a cell, passage to the outside world would not be easily gained. And that's very true. Ow. Why would you hit me like that, Mr. Hollow? I thought we were friends. That's honestly very, very true, and these are just all little developer messages. You'll notice that this shield does not have 100% physical damage blocking capabilities, or even close to it. Now, we also picked up a pyromancy flame. Flame medium used by Great Swamp pyromancers. Pyromancers arouse this flame to produce various fire arts. Equip the pyromancer flame to produce pyromancy. Attune pyromancies from a scroll at a bonfire. Most pyromancies has limited number of uses. So that doesn't give you a whole lot of information on exactly what this item really is and what pyromancy really is. Wow. What a backup. What a god. Behind an enemy, critical hit, parry, etc. They're just telling you how to play for enemies like this. Whoops. So far we don't really have a whole lot of information about what pyromancy truly is. Wow, look at this guy roll around. What a pro. And we can't open this quite yet. Hey, Anderstoft! Welcome to the stream, dude. Thanks for following. Glad to have you here. Hope you enjoy the show. Really appreciate that follow. What's the 00 next to the health bar? That is our soft humanity count. That's something that we will get into a little bit later. So, normally you plunging attack, but if you wait long enough, he does that really cool thing where he knocks the entire platform down. And I just wanted to show off that because I think that's really awesome. Should two-hand now. Alright, come here, sir. I need you, like, out of the... You'll notice that locking on kind of sucks. So the easiest way to kill this Asylum Demon is to just get all up in his butt. Get all up in that ass. Okay, let's kill him with fire. And there he goes. He's dead. Boosh. So now we can actually see what humanity is. A rare tiny black sprite found on corpses. Used to gain 1 humanity and store a large amount of HP. By large amount, it means fully heal you. This black sprite is called humanity, but little is known about its true nature. If the soul is the source of all life, then what distinguishes humanity we hold within ourselves? So this is basically the Dark Soul itself. This is a representation of the Dark Soul as humanity. And you can see that it still looks like a little flame. It looks exactly like a flame, just darkened. And that's because the Dark Soul, all of the souls that the we're shown in the opening cinematic that every creature has in the Dark Souls universe are born of the first flame, so they're all technically flames that just kind of live within and empower the pygmies that they reside in. So as for what humanity does, you use it, it full heals you, and it gives you that soft humanity counter in the top left. We have 1 right now. What that does is that increases any chaos damage that we can inflict. On top of that, it increases our item find, and is overall pretty good to have because of it. If I recall, it increases our damage a little bit too. I can't remember correctly. Big Pilgrim's Key. Key to the inner door of the Undead Asylum main hall, belonging to a chosen undead pilgrim. But this chosen undead knows not what this pilgrimage has in store. That's Miyazaki's little way of saying, like, there's some stuff that's gonna happen, guys. So when we come out here, you can see that the Northern Undead Asylum, when they say out in the north and way out, they mean it. You are way out of the way out here. So far out of the way. Hilltops, mountains, you are very far away from land for the most part. Humanity increases defense. That's it, Zogkin. Thanks, man. Over here we have the trading crows. They're not active quite yet. We have to come back later. Am I gonna kill Pinwheel first? Probably not. Jumping down is obvious death. Let's see. Where's the item that I'm thinking about? It's probably back here. There is an item to pick up here somewhere. It's like just a soul of an undead. Or lost soul of an undead. There it is. Soul of a lost undead. Boop, 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 boop. And let's take a look at the soul of the lost undead. Soul of a lost undead who's long ago gone hollow, used to acquire souls. Souls are the source of all life, and whether undead or hollow, one continues to seek them. Again, you see, it looks kind of like fire. A little bit like a flame. What's the deal with the crow? We'll talk about that right now. Also, up here you can see there's graves, and below that, a bunch of nothing, meaning that this place has probably been here for a long time, and a lot of the tombstones and grave markers and stuff, this area probably worn away and fell apart long ago. And, yeah, I really do like the backdrop. It's a beautiful little painting. So, the crow. This crow. You mean this crow right here.
Only in the ancient legends it is stated
The crow that likes to grab you.
that one day an undead shall be chosen.
Caw-caw! It's a pretty good way to introduce the player to the game.
To leave the Undead Asylum in pilgrimage
That's actually a really cool way to start the game. Good job,
to
FromSoft.
the land of the ancient lords.
Lordran.
Lordran.
So, that crow is considered to be a servant of the goddess Velka. By the way, right now we are seeing various areas of the game. We see the aqueducts above Undead Burg. We could see the church slightly. There is the bridge that leads towards, that we're going to climb on later on. It's actually a very nice way to see the early parts of the game. So, now that we're in Lordran, we're actually allowed to level up and kindle ourselves and become human if we want to. Yes. Yes, indeed. Take that, pot. Oh, listen to that music. Let's go ahead and grab the humanity out of this tight little asshole that it was stored in. We're gonna go grab the fire bombs too while we're here, because why not? So you'll notice that the music in Firelink Shrine only occurs near the bonfire itself, like right in the center of Firelink Shrine. And this is the main hub of our world. And this is, in my opinion, the best hub FromSoft has ever done. And by my opinion, I mean the correct opinion. The best hub that FromSoft has ever done. Can you be kindled in DS3? The closest thing would be embered in DS3, which has a slightly different connotation than being kindled. It's very different in DS3 compared to DS1. So, first thing, let's talk with this guy.
What do we have here? You must be a new arrival.
Sure
Let me
am.
guess, fate of the undead, right? Well,
I love this guy.
But there's no salvation here. You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum. But too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are, actually, 2 bells of awakening. One's up above in the undead church. The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blight Town. Ring them both, and something happened. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on.
Brilliant, right?
But I have a feeling that won't stop you. So, off you go. It is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land of the undead?
So this is the Crestfallen Warrior. I love this guy. I love this guy so much. He's such a shit. He hates everything. And he is just depressed about everything. He's me! But he is also your tutorial character. He tells you the basics of how the game works. You talk with him and he immediately tells you what your objective in the game is. Go ring the bells in the undead church that way. And then later in the Blight Town down there.
Ah, your face. You're practically hollow. But who knows? Going hollow could solve quite a bit.
So he says that if you talk to him while not fully human. Because, yeah, I look like a hollow. He's a coward. Are the stories from DS1, 2, and 3 connected? Or the Lords of Cinder mentioned in other than DS3? The stories are connected vaguely. Like, DS3 is basically an exact sequel to DS1. DS2 is a little bit of a standalone away from the other games and doesn't reference the others much. It makes minor references to DS1, and DS3 tries to reference both of them, but mostly DS3 is a sequel to DS1.
What? Restoring your humanity? Well, there are a
Tell
few
me how.
ways to go about it. Collected bit by bit from corpses. Or you can butter up a cleric and get yourself summoned. And the quickest way, although I'd never do it, is to kill a healthy undead and pillage its humanity. Coveting thy neighbor is only human, after all.
So, he tells you how to become human, some basic ways. First off, he talks about just getting some humanity. Simple. He talks about buttering up a cleric. That is in reference to the Sunlight Warriors, the Sun Bros Covenant. If you get summoned in, you can get your humanity restored if you do a successful boss through that. And finally, he talks about killing a healthy undead and taking their humanity. That's in reference to both killing any undead, any NPC that's in the area. And on top of that, that's also a reference to becoming a Dark Wraith and doing a successful invasion on someone.
What are you looking at?
Just a
Don't
sad
try
sack.
anything clever. You might regret it.
I like that. So this guy is a proper badass for the early game. This guy is much stronger than you are when you first get here, so it's a bad idea to fight
You
him.
want to hear more?
Yeah.
Oh, that's all we need. Another inquisitive soul. Well, listen carefully then. One of the bells is up above in the undead church.
Yay.
But the lift is broken.
Aw.
You'll have to climb the stairs up the ruins and access the
Those
Undead
stairs.
Burg through the waterway. The other bell is back down below the Undead Burg, within the plague-infested Blight Town. But I'd die again before I step foot in that cesspool.
So, you're supposed to talk to this guy. He tells you exactly where to go. First thing you got to do is go up those ruins. But before we do that, we got some other stuff to do. Let's talk with him one more time. I think he's out of dialogue. Yeah.
You ask too many questions.
I like that. Bloody hell, what is it now?
What now? I'm not up for chatting. Leave me alone.
That's right. You talk to him too much and he tells you to fuck off. Like a true hero. But there's another NPC that starts off in Firelink Shrine. That's this guy. I hate this guy.
Hello there.
He looks stupid.
We are not acquainted.
How stupid he is.
Petrus of Firelink. Have you business with us? If not, I'd prefer to keep a distance, if possible.
God, I hate his haircut. I really do.
Hello there. I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance. But I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this as a token of peace.
As
No,
a token
go
of
ahead.
peace.
It's for you.
And he gives us a copper coin. So if we take a look at that copper coin, coin made of copper, its face shows Old Man McLoif, god of medicine and drink. Hey look, there's a god that gets talked about in one sentence in this game, and that's all you know about him. He's the god of medicine and drink. Even coins of great value in the world of men have little value in Lordran, where the accepted currency is souls. Those who dream of returning to the outside world are fond of carrying these around. So, this is actually pretty pertinent info that it gives you. It's actually not the most useless thing in the world, although it's still the most useless thing in the world. What it tells you is that Lordran is kind of cut off from the outside world. It talks about the outside world, the world of men, meaning that this is Lordran, the land of lords, is very different from where we come from, where humans hang out all the time. And very few humans actually reside here. On top of that, money is worthless, and souls is all that matters.
Oh my, you again.
Me again.
Oh, I know. How about this? I have to await my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracles? Would that please you?
So, if you say no, then you can just walk away and not talk to them. I'm gonna say yes.
Very well. Then first, a covenant with the gods.
Yup. I'm not in a covenant anyway. And we have joined the Way of the White. First covenant of the game.
Now let me share my miracles. Only their ultimate effectiveness will be determined by your efforts and your faith.
So with that, we can now buy items. So the miracles he teaches: Great Heal, Excerpt, Homeward, Force, Seek Guidance, and Heal. Heal is nice and useful. It just gives you a little bit of health. Seek Guidance shows more, shows more messages. Yeah, by the way, aggroing guys in Firelink Shrine is not a good idea if you can't actually beat them. They kick your ass really hard. Force, this is very simple. It propels enemies onto their ass and defends against arrows. Very nice. It's good if you get mobbed up, but it's pretty weak. It's garbage. The bigger version of it is very good, though. Homeward is a Homeward Bone. Simple as that, just in a miracle form. And Great Heal Excerpt is just a bigger heal. But costs more faith and costs more... has less uses, that's right. 1 use compared to 5 of heal. Along with that, you need to buy a talisman if you want to cast anything. Standard medium for casting miracles of the gods. Equip it to cast miracles, attune miracles, blah blah blah. Or a Thorland talisman. This talisman is only granted to high-ranking Thorland clerics. Has high miracle adjustment, which, thanks to divine protection, is not dependent on faith. So what that tells you is that he is selling high-ranking Thorland cleric gear, just selling their holy weapons. Because why not? We can learn Shrug, which is a great gesture. I like that gesture. And let's talk.
My companions are Milady and her young knights. She is young, but burdened by an undead mission.
Young,
Where are
you
her
say?
defenses to keep her from harm.
Okay, so that tells you a little bit about his friends that are going to show up later. They won't show up for a while.
An undead mission? Regrettably, I cannot share that with you. But you are my pupil. Perhaps if you show your faith.
So perhaps if you butter me up. So, you have to actually bribe this guy if you want any information out of him. Sure.
Very well. I can surely tell you, of all people, undead clerics are given a mission to seek kindling. Kindling is the art of feeding bonfires with humanity. Through kindling, we shall one day be granted magnificent powers.
Wow, come on, no spoilers next, Desu. So he tells you something super important. He tells you two things super important. First off, the mission they're on is to find kindling. Second off, what the fuck is kindling and why are they doing it? Kindling restores bonfires and empowers them, along with helping to use humanity and stuff. So the reason this is a big revelation is the Way of the White are very religious and worship Lord Gwyn. And this fits kind of into what Gwyn's plan is to extend the Age of Fire, at least what it has been for quite some time, what it was. And they're trying to use humanity in order to extend the Age of Fire. So literally, they're using the Dark Soul, the thing that they're so terrified of taking over the world, in order to try and continue the Age of Fire by empowering the First Flame, because the bonfires are vestiges of the First Flame itself. That's why when you die, your soul is able to respawn you back there. And it shows that throwing humanity onto it does work technically as kindling. So it's not the worst plan in the world.
Oh, hello. I will teach you miracles. A promise is a promise, after all. Very well. I can undead...
Okay, same thing.
Come again. The effectiveness of the teachings depend upon your faith.
So, this guy does show that he's at least a little bit corrupted, considering he's willing to sell out information to any old guy that walks down the street and gives him 100 souls. What's the story about bonfires and why do they appear across the world? Well, basically, like I just said, bonfires are... Whoops. Vestiges of the First Flame itself. And part of the reason that they appear all over the place is that, well, the reason they appear all over the place is because video games. But a possible lore reason is because Gwyn and the gods were really trying to stave off that whole Age of Dark thing. And the bonfires are linked to the First Flame. So having those around, and having the fire that they provide, is very comforting to them in a way. So if you don't want to pay for a talisman, you can just jump back here, and you even get a Morning Star on top of it. So Petrus is really trying to rip you off. On top of that, you get 6 Homeward Bones. Nice. And the final thing you find is pretty interesting. 4 cracked red eye orbs. What do those do? Invade another world. Defeat the master of the world you have invaded to acquire humanity. It allows players to temporarily imitate the ability normally limited to the dark wraiths of Koth. So that talks about an important character we'll see later on. So you notice that behind that guy's head is some cracked red eye orbs, along with some other priest gear. So the theory is that this is all Petrus's gear, and those cracked red eye orbs are his, because he's a corrupt asshole. By the way, let's put our hat back on. I don't want to look at our ugly face anymore. And we also get some Lloyd's Talismans, which are mostly another PvP item. Prevent Estus recovery, and talisman utilized by Allfather Lloyd's Cleric Knights to hunt down the undead. Blocks Estus recovery within a limited area. In the outside world, the undead are accursed creatures, and Lloyd's Cleric Knights are widely praised for their undead hunts. This blessed talisman blocks undead recovery, allowing the knights to fight with impunity. So essentially, Lloyd's an asshole that just goes around murdering people that are already half dead. What a douche. Alright, yeah. Skeleton warriors, let's go. Oh, that's so slow. Ah! Man. I completely forget the timing of their attacks. Come here, skeleton warrior. I broke his bones. So you notice that the axe kind of sucks against these guys, like a lot. But we go ahead and take this Morning Star. Also, you notice that skeletons are fucking tough in this game. So the Morning Star is really good against undead because it does that. Breaks their bones. The fast swing, come on, bro. Really? There it is. There's our parry. I am the parry god, see? Wow, you really can't get the parry on that second swing very easily, can you? Come on, dude. I think I'm parrying too early way too often. Yeah, definitely too early. It's been a little while since I've just regularly played through this area. Ow. So interesting thing about Dark Souls 1 is you cannot run in a different direction from what you're locked on to. You're only able to roll. So, skeletons in Dark Souls 1 are super badasses, as you can see. They're really tough enemies. And this is where a lot of people, like, could not figure out how to play Dark Souls 1 because they came to this area and they're like, oh, skeletons, those are early game enemies, we can just go in there and kill them. They ain't early game enemies, they're huge badasses. However, we did get a red and white round shield, which is infinitely better than what I have equipped by a lot. Let's take a look at it. Round wooden shield crafted in Lordran, featuring an impressive red and white design. The giant trees in Lordran are distant offspring of the great stone arch trees. This shield inherits their properties, and this wood greatly reduces magic damage. So yeah, physical damage, it's better in every possible respect. Every possible respect. So I showed off the basics of how the skeletons look when they fight. Let's go ahead and just ignore them now and run through the area. Pick up the items. Large Soul of a Lost Undead. Caduceus round shield. I really like the Caduceus round shield. It's pretty good. Ow. Guy's got a big weapon. Dodged. It's over there. Binoculars. We need the binoculars, guys. So there's a big skeleton back here, too. Oh, crud. I'm in a bad place, man. I'm in a real bad, I'm gonna die place. Excuse me, guys. I just want to heal real quick. Leave me alone for a sec, guys. As you can see, there's a couple skeletons here. There's the Zweihander. And just a couple of skeletons over in this area. By the way, there's Winged Spear and another big skeleton. And we got him. We got everything. Don't worry, I'm pretty good at getting out of sticky situations like that. I've been sticky before. Yeah, there it is. There's the item. Another large soul of a lost undead. There's a lot of lost undead souls you can pick up early on. So, let's take a peekaboo at what we picked up, shall we? First off, let's get some stuff off our bar. I do want the humanity here. I want this to be our bone, and I want this to be our binoculars. Because I love the binoculars. Alright, so we picked up bigger souls of lost undead, because why not? So, binoculars. Advanced device was built by a famous craftsman in Astora. Its utility is singular, but its applications many. The value of these specs depends greatly on the imagination of the owner. So essentially, if you're a big nerd and like looking at stuff, you'll enjoy the binoculars. I'm a big nerd that likes looking at stuff, so here we go. We also picked up the Zweihander. This is the strongest weapon you can pick up this early in the game, by a lot. That you can feasibly use. So, one of the gigantic straight greatswords. It is an ultra greatsword. As the name suggests, the Zweihander is held with 2 hands, but its wielder must be inhumanly strong. It is this great weight that sends foes flying when hit solidly. So, let's go ahead and throw that on, shall we? Can I actually... Nope, can't swing at all. So, when you can't swing something, you get this really shitty I can't do it animation from your character. But, if you look at it, it's... Other than its size being a little bit too long, but not by much, it is a very historically accurate Zweihander. The little area here you see before the spikes right above his shoulder, that is actually supposed to have a little leather grip there that you can grab on to reduce the length of the sword to make it a little bit easier to swing. And the Zweihander would be more used in ceremonial things than actual combat because of... It's a little bit unwieldy, but otherwise this is a perfectly fine weapon and a good representation of what it would be. Winged Spear, a long-hilted spear with a barbed point, long reach and can be used with the shield up, effective against hard exteriors and hits for high damage at the right moment of an enemy's swing. But the hit radius is small and it's easily blocked by shields. I also can't use this, because I need more strength and dex. Our strength and dex is pitiful right now, so I can't one-hand it. Can't even two-hand it. Look at that. You don't even thrust the spear when you can't use it properly. You swing it like an idiot, which I appreciate. So the spear is actually a thrusting weapon. We just can't thrust right now. All right, the Caduceus round shield. This is even better than what I have. So actually it's the same, isn't it? It just looks better. So, round wooden shield, decorated by an ancient blue caduceus. The giant trees in Lordran or blah 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 blah. Same thing. And there's the caduceus on it. It is a double serpent. Simple. So, before we leave Firelink Shrine, obviously we've got places to go, people to see, people to do. We gotta go up that way. That is towards Undead Burg, but there's more to see in the area. I like looking around the area. It's very enjoyable. So, I'll go over... This is why I love Dark Souls 1's hub so much. It is open world. I'm not teleporting to the next area and running in a linear line. I'm not going anywhere else. I'm just able to pick and choose which direction I want to go. If I want to go up this way like that guy told me, I can go up there. If I want to go fuck around in the graveyard right now and head towards the catacombs, I can go do that. Nothing is stopping me other than my ability to do it. However, I would like to look at a couple things. If you take a look over here, there you can see a bit of a future area that we're going to go have some fun in. You can even see the steps properly and everything like that. Everything you see right here that's being rendered, this is all in-game stuff. This is all the models. These aren't even, like, painted backdrops or anything like that. And down here you can see the basics of the area around Blighttown. It's disgusting and horrible. This stream will be saved. The VODs will be up on YouTube. Up on my YouTube for anyone that misses it. I'll even put out tweets on Twitter about it when they go up. And I really, really like the fact that we can walk around and just look at the various areas of the game we're going to go towards. If you look straight up there, oh god, crane your neck. You can see more stuff. Anyway, there's a third resident in Firelink Shrine. No response, she cannot speak. But she can reinforce the Estus Flask if you have a Firekeeper soul. So if you look at her, see, hey, her dress is all bloody, and that's because she's been abused horribly. And her legs have been broke, and her tongue has been cut out, and that's why she can't speak. So, first thing we're actually going to do is we're going down here for reasons. By the way, don't want to go upstairs towards the Undead Burg. Don't want to go hang out with the skeletons? You can come down here right at the beginning of the game and come hang out with ghosts. Hey, what's up, Lava Beard? What's up, White Rose Hunter? Actual lore time, yeah. New Londo ruins, right away. Be wary of comfort. Oh, look at him, he's so comfortable. So yeah, you can jump down here as well. And there's someone we never ever look at in the speed run, so let's look at him.
Well, this is unusual. You haven't lost your head. And more importantly, you're free. How on earth? Well, I shouldn't pry. I'm Rickert of Vinheim. I was once an established smith, though. Look at me now. Can you believe it?
I actually often forget that this guy exists, Rickert of Vinheim. You can see he's wearing the stupid Vinheim Sorcerer School equipment, robes and stuff.
Hmm? What is it? Have you? Oh no. Don't worry. I've no intention of escape. It's safe here.
Safe?
I can't bear the thought of going hollow out there. Although, I must admit, I've not much to occupy myself. How about this? I could forge your weapons, albeit with rather minimal tools. I'll show you what made me the best in Vinheim.
The best in Vinheim. There we go, we've got our cool pose on. We're looking at him. So this is the first blacksmith you can talk to if you want to. And, no weapons for Ascension, so we can't do anything like that. We don't have any tools for that. He sells very basic, if you want to do some sorcery stuff, you can get a Catalyst and the basic starting spells, Soul Arrow and Heavy Soul Arrow, but they are expensive as fuck from Rickert. Griggs sells these for much cheaper.
Hmm? What is it? There's nothing to talk about. We're both cursed, undead. But what's there really to moan about?
What's there really to moan about?
Come back soon. Smithing helps soothe my nerves.
I'm back soon, I'm lonely.
You're a way out of idleness.
So this guy is deathly afraid of becoming hollow.
Hello. What weapons have you brought? Go on, show me. Hmm? What is it? There's nothing to talk about.
Alright, later, fucker. He is done with his dialogue. So, that guy specifically does magic upgrades and stuff like that. You talk to him for, you talk to him just in case you want magic infusions and stuff, which I've never done much of, so I almost never talk to him. It's kind of a weak thing. And we can very quickly and early in the game get the S-Stock, which I can't use that as well. Hey, I need more decks for it. I can two-hand it decently, but can't one-hand it properly. At least I don't swing it around like an idiot. So, the S-Stock, the largest of the thrusting swords, can pierce an armored knight in one thrust. The blade is also sharp, allowing slicing as well. So, if you take a look at how big the S-Stock is, this weapon is giant. It's a little bit longer than an S-Stock should be. And by a little bit longer, I mean a lot longer. It's pretty long. But, other than that, it's very simple. S-Stocks were used traditionally to, slit through armor openings. And, work pretty well at it, too. Transient Curse. We'll take a quick peek. Ba-da-ba-ba. Temporary Curse allows engagement with ghosts. The only way to fight back against ghosts, who are cursed beings, is to become cursed oneself. The safest method, however dreadful, is to cut off an arm of the dead. Simple. No, they don't talk telepathically or anything. They just didn't bother doing mouth movement, because fuck it. It's through here. These are ghosts. This is, the pathway I want to run down. More ghosts. Hi, ghosts. Uh-oh, I'm dead. I'm dead! I'm so dead! God damn, am I dead? Fuck. Why did it default to no? Damn. Oh well. Bye, souls. Bye, 2,200 souls. Andre's the only one with mouth movement. It's only because they made Andre very, very early in the game and did stuff with him early in development. So, Firekeeper Soul. This is actually pretty important. Each Firekeeper is a corporeal manifestation of her bonfire, and a draw for the humanity which is offered to her. Her soul is gnawed upon by infinite humanity, and can boost the power of precious Estus Flask. It can be used to gain humanity and restore HP at the cost of losing the soul to reinforce the Estus Flask. So, that tells us a little bit about Firekeepers. And specifically, it tells us that her soul is gnawed by infinite humanity. So, all Firekeepers are females, and that's partially because of FromSoft wanting them to be kind of motherly. Kind of motherly. And, their souls are gnawed by infinite humanity, which is really interesting in the fact that they can just have humanity all over them. So we'll +1 our Estus Flask because I can. And yes, I did start with the Master Key. I can totally go to Blighttown if I feel like it. I won't be going to Blighttown though, but I do have another stop I want to do right before we get on track and start actually playing the game. Sorry, I always go through these motions of picking certain things up for casual playthroughs just for fun. Early on. Hell, I could run through all of New Londo if I wanted to and just complete the early quest and open up the gate if I wanted to. It's not like I don't know where to go. But since we have the Master Key, we can come out here to the Valley of the Drakes. And we're not supposed to be here for quite some time, but the Master's Key is nice. It's nice, Sue. Yay. That's right, there's no item back there yet. That's later. Grass Crest. The Grass Crest is boss as fuck, but I won't be able to get it right now, I don't think. Pretty sure the thing doesn't work. So, I want to talk about the undead dragons a little bit. It kind of makes no sense for the dragons to be undead. At all. The fact of the matter is that dragons don't have the curse of the undead and shouldn't be able to become undead, but they wanted to have undead dragons in the game anyway, so lore be damned, there's undead dragons. Originally in the game, these things were supposed to be like disgusting and were going to be disgusting and crawling with maggots. That was like the first artist rendition of this. But Miyazaki, in true Miyazaki fashion, looked at that guy, took his early concept art, slapped him across the face with it, and suplexed him through a table or something like that. I don't know. That's a Plague of Gripes quote. And basically said, no, these creatures were supposed to be elegant, magnificent, and you should look at them and feel pitiable for the fact that they are dead. You should feel bad about the loss of such an elegant and great creature. And that you kind of get that with this. Kind of did a good job with that. Be able to pick this one up too without waking up old bones. I can't pick up the other one without waking him up though. And that's one thing that is done super well in Dark Souls 1 is the feel of elegance and the kind of sadness somberness at the loss of life and stuff that has gone on through the world. So this should look familiar to people who watch my speedruns. Although this is a slight side stop. We're probably gonna die here. Nah, we're fine. Get wrecked, nerds. Go ahead and pick up the red tearstone ring. That was the perfect RTSR setup. We did it, guys. Anyway, what we picked up there is the Brigand set. Hood worn by brigands who raid mountain hamlets and attack travelers. In addition to protecting against the blazing sun, dust, and sand, it helps them tell friend from foe in the heat of battle. I kind of like this hood a little bit better, and I wanted it. You can also get the Brigand armor, which is better in physical defense than the tattered cloth. Also, it shows off our hot nips and stuff like that. Brigand gauntlets and Brigand everything, really. And we get the spider shield, which is a 100% physical defense shield, which I wanted. Shield of the Savage Mountain Bandits, uniquely shaped with a large black spider etched upon it, has resistance to poison. And I really like that. So, one more thing. Red Tearstone Ring. The rare gem called Tearstone has the uncanny ability to sense imminent death. This red Tearstone from Kareem boosts the attack of its wearer when in danger. And we'll be using that. We'll just have it equipped. And now we are dressed like a bandit. Mostly. Why bother doing the infinite use of bone when you were so close to death you could have jumped and got back to the bonfire just as easily? Why not? So you can see that now that the hollows have a little bit of armor, they're a lot tougher. Oh cool, we got the hollow warrior armor right away. So instead of only taking 2 attacks, it now takes 3 attacks. Let's go ahead and take a look at the armor. Armor worn by hollow warriors, it is made of thick leather and tattered with age. It's slightly better for physical defense and has way better poise. So it's actually technically better to wear this. But it's less fashionable, so we're putting the Brigand armor back on because it looks cooler. And we got a short sword. Well, we also got the Astor's straight sword, which we can't use even remotely. A straight sword of an unknown knight, likely one of Astor's superiors. High quality weapon. It's actually a very good weapon. The Astor's straight sword is solid. The ass sword is great. But you need faith, and I ain't got no faith. We also have short sword, which I don't have the dexterity to wield. A small straight sword, which is used often, it's accessible, inflicts consistent damage, high slash damage, blah 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 blah. Right, the timing of the parry is a little bit different with this weapon. Ow! I got firebombed. Red Tearstone ring set up. Let me get used to parrying again, guys. Bye-bye. You're dead. You can see there's... Oh, someone rung the bell. Good job, guy. You can see there's an item over there, but I'll get that later. Like, much later. Dumbass. So in Dark Souls 1, as opposed to the other Dark Souls games, it is much, much, much more viable to hold your shield up and actually block things, which is why I haven't been doing it. As you can see, shields are good in this game. Ass sword, if you have faith for it, makes Undead Burg Cheese Town. Yeah, true. Always liked how you can hear other players ring the bell. It is a cool little add-in. So, this area here that we're inside of, this is an aqueduct. For anyone that doesn't know how aqueducts work, this is like a very basic sewer system, so this is poo water. And the way it works is it is long and slanted, and it just carries the water one direction. Good luck. Thanks. So we're going to find a lot of simple hollows here. We're finally getting into Undead Burg. This is one of my favorite places in the entire game to play through. I love me some Undead Burg. Grab that humanity. We'll just go up the normal way. Just wanted to grab the humanity, just to show that, yeah, you can do that. Damn, I was really hoping he wasn't going to be able to do that. So as you can see, shields in this game are actually fucking decent. He just bounced off of it because it's a shield. It is not a piece of plastic that I am holding up. It is a proper metal shield that I held in front of my face. You cannot break those wooden planks. I know they cover the stairs. I'll show them off in a second. So fun fact, you can knock these guys off before they climb up if you get there in time, but I did not. Oh no. Now I have to block. Hello, my sweet. Oh, it feels so good. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Okay, we're good. Anyway, you see these stairs? That's what Lava Beard was talking about. You can't break these. You ting off them like this. That means they are unbreakable. They are essentially made of stone. Nothing you can do about those. Be wary of lying in ambush. Thanks for the message, guy. Too bad I can't rate it up or anything. Like I said, you can knock them off early. Rubbish. I like the description of rubbish. Let's look at rubbish. Oh, it's really at the bottom. Rubbish with no value. Who in their right mind would bother carrying this around? Perhaps you need health. Help, I mean. Game where rubbish gets you something good. Hey, little guy. Come here, friend. Let's talk. Goodbye, little guy. So again, like I said, Dark Souls 1 has fog gates that don't lead to bosses. How astounding. Enemy ahead, it says. This isn't an enemy. This is a set piece. For now. Look, a ladder leading up. Look at all those hollows down there. We'll get there eventually. We'll go spank those naughty, naughty hollows later. Be wary of jumping off. Does anyone actually, like, believe that? Oh, whatever.